Once upon a time, in the misty highlands of Ilaria lived a young ruler, Prince Kalen, celebrated across the land for his quick wit and uncompromising honesty. Where others cloaked truth and politeness, Kalen wielded words like blades. He believed truth, no matter how sharp, was better than deceitful kindness. One day, a noble named Toran approached him and asked, "My lord, how do you find my new tunic?" Kalen smirked and replied, "Toran, you look like a misplaced curtain at a tavern play." Toran laughed nervously. "Your grace, you never fail to amuse." Kalen responded, "And you never fail to make bold-fashioned decisions. In his court, truth reigned, but at a price." Kalen commissioned a grand garden from his royal landscaper, Finian, who unveiled his masterpiece, a winding tapestry of colors shaped in homage to the royal crest. Kalen frowned and said, "Finian, did you let a toddler plan this? It's a maze of chaos." Finian explained, "It's meant to evoke the history of the realm, my prince." Kalen responded, "It evokes a headache." That night, Finian quietly returned with a shovel and erased every petal of what had once been his proudest creation. At a midsummer feast, Lady Sorel, a gifted singer, performed a ballad of sorrow and hope. Her voice danced through the hall like wind through trees until Kalen stood and said, "Sorel, your song was almost lovely. The high notes, however, sounded like screeching hawks." Zorella replied, "I see," Kalen added, "but keep at it. Everyone improves eventually." She bowed with trembling lips. That was her last performance in the royal court. Her voice, once a gift to the kingdom, fell silent. Nick's oldest friend and advisor, Marian, had stood by his side since childhood, a voice of wisdom, caution, and patience. During a council discussion, Kalen said, "Marian, the border lords of Dareth want peace. Shall we consider their terms?" Marian answered, "It would save lives." Kalen challenged, "So we grovel while they sharpen their spears?" Marine calmly replied, "Not grovel, build trust." Kalen scoffed, "That's why you'll never be more than a whisper in this court." Marine said quietly, "I serve peace, not pride." The next morning, Marine was gone. No farewell, no word, only a note left on the windowsill that read, "My counsel echoes no longer in ears unwilling to hear." Distraught, Kalen left the palace with his guards, determined to find Marian. In the lowland villages, he encountered old faces from the palace, now far from courtly life. A former cook, a stable hand, a scribe, all once dismissed or shamed by his harsh words. He asked the cook, "Why did you leave?" The cook replied, "Because words bruise deeper than blades, prince." Eventually, Kalen reached a hilltop monastery where Marian had taken refuge as a translator and scholar. Kalen confronted him. "You left everything because of one argument." Marian replied, "Not one Kalen, a lifetime, 1,000 little stings disguised as truth. Never meant to hurt you." Marian responded, "You never meant to listen." Kalen begged for forgiveness. Marian smiled sadly and said, "I forgave you long ago, but trust is like glass. Once shattered, it reflects differently." Before parting, Marian handed him a scroll titled The Echo of the Crown. It told the tale of a king whose words grew heavy until he could barely wear his crown. Only when he chose to listen more than he spoke did the weight begin to lift. Kalen returned to Ilaria. He made no dramatic decrees. Instead, he listened. When Finian brought a new garden design, Kalen asked, "Show me what it means to you." Finian explained, "It represents our rivers flowing into unity." Kalen said, "I may not understand it fully, but I trust you do." A farmer begged for tax delays. Kalen paused and said, "Before I decide, tell me more about your village. I want to understand, not assume." The people noticed. The court shifted. Fear gave way to openness. Artists sang again. Gardeners planted with pride, and slowly Kalen's title changed from the iron-tongued prince to the listening king.